going on, guys? Got the old Hayliner 68 here. I'm making this video I don't have a manual for this thing, and can order one on eBay, but I ain't got that far yet. But I looked on YouTube for videos about how to time this thing, and there's some videos of some similar balers, some like 275s, 265s, but there wasn't one on the 68, which is very similar to those other ones, and that's how that's how I kind of figured out what I could do. So I'll tell you the problem I was having. This is your shear pin right here on the flywheel. I was shearing a lot of pins, and basically I don't think it was out of time. I think because this thing is so old, it was just wore out. And so I'll show you how it works. These are your knotters. I'm not going to explain the knotters because it's like too much. You can go on, there's like a slow motion video from New Holland that'll show you how they work. Anyway, so basically you got your needles, plungers that carry your twine up to the knotters, and it's all run off this clutch right here. You got a flywheel run off the chain, sprocket, and the clutch. And what actuates that clutch is this arm. As the bale gets pushed out the chute, this arm spins. As it spins, it raises this lever. And this lever on the end of it's got to stop. And you can kind of see, I don't know how good you can see, but the clutch is stopped against that lever. So when this lever goes all the way up, I'm trying to trip it here, it's a little tight, drops out of the way. This lets this clutch catch, and that's going to run your knotters, your needle plungers, everything else. So on your needles, you have this, which is your guard. When your plunger comes forward, when the needles are all the way back in their home position, all the way back, it hits right here, pulls this piece out, and lets your ram go past it. So if it's out of time, your needles are not all the way back, your ram comes forward, this will be inside the housing, this piece right here, this piece right here. So your ram would come back and it would hit right here, stopping the ram, shearing that pin off. So I got to looking at the timing marks, which are on this. You can kind of see them right here. There's 3, and this flywheel's got 3. When you rotate it on around, they line up. So saying it's in timing. So basically, what I think was going on here is this stop is beat down. There's a bushing inside here that had a big bad flat spot on it, and so I put a bigger bushing on here to kind of move this back, so this actuates this a little bit sooner, because it was basically shearing like a bunch of pins, like every 20 or 30 bales. So I got it tripped. I'll kind of rotate it here. Rotate it on around. I'll show you how to set your timing on it. So you see the needles are coming forward, and when it comes off of this stop, the spring pulls that all the way in. So that's all the way in. So you see how it's tapered so the plunger can come back, but it's flat on the front. So if the needle's not all the way back and got it pulled out, plunger hits it, which stops it from crashing into the needles, and it shears the shear pin, the bolt, right there. So if you're gonna set your timing on this thing, rotate it around, not super easy. So your plunger's gonna come up. It's kind of hard to see, but there are 2 marks right there. Get your plunger lined up on those marks. You can see the clutch is trying to rotate. Needles are through the knotters. Normally it would have the twine here. The knotters come around, catch the twine, pulls it back out. So we'll keep on going around. You see the needles going back? I'm gonna hit that dog and start pulling that plunger out. You see? It's kind of hard to see. Can't really see it. But that ram is missing that stop by like a 1/4 inch now, since I put that bushing on. Before, it was catching it, and it actually hit on it so many times, it actually built up a little, warped the metal there a little bit. I had to take a die grinder, grind that down. So, there you have it. Now I'll try to get these marks lined up. Anyway, there's 3 dots here. And on the inside flywheel, there's 3 other dots. You roll them around. When this thing is at top dead center, those marks should be lined up. You can see they're pretty close. Within 1/4 of an inch. So that's what problem I was having, shearing a lot of shear pins. And long story short, I don't think it was out of time, and I think it was just wore out. Combination of this stop being wore down and it being beat up where it hit it so many times was causing it to, sometimes it would do it every 5, we only make 5 bales. Sometimes it would run all day. So, but there's no telling how many bales this thing's made. This thing's like 60 years old. Everything in it is like totally wore out, but when it works good. I've only had it 3 or 4 or 5 years. I've probably made over 1,000 bales with it. So who knows how many tens of thousands of bales this thing's made. But there you go. That's best of my knowledge, all the knowledge I got to embark on it. Thanks, guys.